Hello, my name is Dr. Stephen Brown. I am a dissertation mentor. Specialty are cybersecurity, cyber psychology, business management, emerging technologies, and so forth. Um, these are a set of presentations that will assist doctoral students, or let's say first-time doctoral students who are working on their dissertation. And it's the hope that in these presentations, you will get a general idea of how the process goes. Doing a dissertation can be daunting, but there are pieces that have to be applied across all dissertations. And yes, there are different dissertation types. We are going to look at a very, very common one, probably one in, let's see, 90% of the time it's done this way. It is a dissertation that has a theoretical lens, a theory, a model, a focus. There are also practical dissertations. There are action research dissertations. Over time, I may develop presentations on them, but for now, I prefer to go this one that is basically the most common type out there, and what I think that will be helpful. The first part is a topic. How do we develop a dissertation topic? It is very sometimes trying to develop a dissertation topic. Topics and problems are separate things. We have a problem in a topic. We could have hundreds of problems in a topic, but they are separate. There will be another presentation on the problem. First step is the topic. You can identify topics anywhere. Literature, trade journals, websites, with your friends at lunch. There is nothing saying you cannot just think of a topic that came from work. That is fine. But the important thing is you have to trace it back in the literature. We need to find a topic that's in the literature. A dissertation is like a scholarly book report, and you've done book reports perhaps all your life. This is one, the same thing. You're going to report on it. You're going to look at the history of it. You're going to examine it. But in this case, you're going to do a little bit more in that book report where you're going to collect data. A tree is not a topic. A car is not a topic. A tree and a car are not topics. What about a car made out of a tree? Well, it's a potential topic, may not be a problem. And later on, we will see that topics can have many problems, but most of the problems are not researchable. They're just not that interesting. So since my field is cybersecurity and IT, cybersecurity is not a topic. Python is not a topic. Cybersecurity and Python are not topics. So yes, we have this umbrella cybersecurity. We need to go a little bit down. So when I say cybersecurity and Python, am I talking about secure Python? Am I talking about security vulnerabilities in Python? Malicious Python code hackers use, installing Python on security text. And a good note to look at this, that a dissertation looks at a problem. So when you look at these four examples, think of a problem, right? Are there security vulnerabilities in Python? Not are, there are. Because later on, we'll see you need a cited problem. You have to have a problem, okay? That exists. We don't want to necessarily make up problems out of the air. Okay? And when I say exist, I mean exist in the literature, that researchers say there is a problem. Maybe some users want to use Python like on their mobile phones, programming on Android or such a thing. The installation doesn't go well. Or when we do this, we might root the phone system, the operating system. That leads to security. But you're getting more, and you see, we're beginning to talk a little bit more than just Python for cybersecurity. We're extending it, we're beginning to talk about it, and beginning to flush out some ideas. This article, what this slide is showing is that on the right-hand side, non-academic sources. These are the website, emails, trade journals, those things. On the left side, academic sources. Okay, the Journal of ACM, IEEE, conferences, such and such. The middle is the scholarly boundary. You can find a topic on the non-academic, the right-hand side, but you would not research that unless it crossed the scholarly boundary, which means you find it in the academic journals. With that, this presentation is for first-time doctoral students. You have to write that scholarly book report. So you need the material in these academic sources to write that scholarly book report. So let's take a look at a topic, security protocols. And remember what I just said about the topic, cybersecurity, Python not being a topic. So I just shortened it a little bit. Maybe it's security protocols, lack of training, or unstandardized security protocols. So when you see security protocols, I just shortened it just for the sake of this presentation. And there's I've noticed that on the right-hand side on some websites, they talk about security protocols. They need stronger TCP/IP or wireless, WAP and WAP2 and web, and we need all these security protocols. And then I start searching on the journals, the academic journals, and you know what? I see it. Now you see 3 lines. It doesn't necessarily mean 3. I only found 3. It just means I found a few. That's all it means. So can I do a topic on security protocols? Possible. Let's go to technology adoption. And yes, technology adoption is very big. It is very big in the academic literature. And they're talking about adoptions in the non-academic literature as well. So, all right, I want to do technology adoption. It's all over the place. Well, you know what? Maybe. Also, technology adoption is adoption at a moment in time. And what I mean is technology adoption in the adoption theory has been done for such a long time. Decades ago, it might have been adoption of cell phone. Today, it might be adoption of robotic surgery. So yes, all right, that's pretty interesting. Now, all right, let me see. I am looking at DNA computing. I don't even know what that is, right? So I saw that in a non-academic journal, maybe on a website. You know what? I want to research this. Can't find it in my academic journals. So that should really set off some whistles, some light bulbs that's saying, if it's not in the academic journals, can I write about this? Right? It hasn't crossed the scholarly boundaries. Also, it just may have been the way you searched for it. Okay, so we go down and we look at this topic attainable. Well, do you have the money? You get people to participate. Do you have the time? From a doctoral point of view, remember you're adding to the body of knowledge. Can you contribute something new? Let's go back to our 3 examples. All right, security protocols. It looks like there is a good amount of information that's in the academic literature. So this could be a good example, a good research topic. Technology adoption. It could be. But remember, a dissertation needs to add to the body of knowledge. Can you add to that body of knowledge? Has everyone done everything that you're thinking of some kind of adoption, cell phone adoption, IoT adoption, electronic medical records adoption. So you always think about that. And then we go DNA. I'm not, I don't know if I really want to. I can't find anything in the academic sources, so I may not do it. Now, sometimes it just may be the way you searched. There are a lot of topics, DNA, encryption, security policy. The way you search on them may be causing some of the problems. So, for example, building a biometric device, you may not find that in the academic source. Then you've got to think about, well, can I even build one? Do I have the knowledge and protocol to build one? Well, maybe I should stay away from the DNA computing. Really? What about technology adoption? Remember, we just talked about that technology adoption is a moment in time. So why can't I just talk about DNA palm recognition? And I am not going to really get into the nitty gritty of the technology. I just want to see about businesses and their willingness to adopt DNA palm recognition. So you see, a lot of things. So in being a doctoral student, you've got to look at all the things, and it's very, very important to get off on the right footing because you don't want to get off on a bad footing knowing that you're going to be researching this for a couple of years. It could be a couple of years before you actually defend your dissertation. So you want to get a topic that's interesting to you, that has information um, in the literature that is attainable. Well, how do I know it's attainable? How do I know some topic that I am interested in is attainable? The library. I would go to whatever library I use. I would look, they all have dissertation databases. Type in DNA computing. How many dissertations are there? And then look at some of the titles. So when I was doing some researching on this one, I found a lot more articles. Those are the ones on the right-hand side. A lot more articles on this topic. But when I looked at dissertations, and I am from the IT cybersecurity world, there wasn't there wasn't that many. I like the first one, perspectives of cybersecurity risk. Right, I might look, we're basically storing data in a DNA data storage environment. That's interesting. Okay, but but that makes sense to me. If you start looking at these titles, dissertation titles, and they are first-time students, and you were left, I don't understand this topic. Well, then, or you don't understand what dissertation's about, you may want to turn around and say, I need to look at a different topic. You can always find topics. Here is another one, the reverse. Sometimes you will see a topic in the literature. Yes, sometimes it will be in the academic journals, not in the non-academic journals. And that's fine because it's already in the academic journals. A lot of times, someone, a doctoral student, will do research, and then in the findings in chapter 5, it will say for further research. That might trigger an idea for a expanded topic. Okay, and sometimes people write dissertations and then they take their work and they actually write articles for non-academic sources, and that's fine too. So that the scholarly boundary is very, very important, that you kind of understand where it is. You kind of understand that um, the academic literature is where so when you have the topic, you will go on to the problem. We will, in another presentation, we'll look at a problem, but I like to use the Sherlock Holmes as an example. Applied, suggested, reading between the lines, future research. Okay. but you don't find the problem until you settle on the topic. Okay, and again, another presentation will look more at this. Okay, so I hope this was helpful. This is the first part. It's developing a dissertation topic. It's looking in, starting with a field, going into the library, look at what others have done. In this case, the researchers, the scholars, and first-time doctoral students. All right, please feel free to contact me if you have any questions. Bye-bye.